What's up guys, Ifbb Pro Jordan Hutchinson here at Built More Fitness. We're about to train some back and shoulders. I haven't talked to you guys in a while because I'm not really active on my YouTube, but I'm trying to be more active. I got a lot more engagement on my last video, so I figured I'd throw something else at you guys. Off season's going super well, sitting about 275 in the morning. So we're just growing this year, wait until next year to compete. It'll be my pro debut in 2023. Hopefully later on in the year, maybe fall, but we're shooting for 285, 290 morning weight at this same condition. So we got a lot of work to do. Back and shoulders have been my main focal points right now, as well as arms, but we got 2 back days, heavier back, light shoulders. Then later in the week, we've got heavier shoulders and lighter back. So today is 4 back movements, 2 shoulder movements at the end, just touching up side delts and rear delts. But we're gonna focus on lats as well as deadlifts. So my other back day, I'm gonna focus more on my upper back, but today, mostly lats and then a hip hinge movement. So you guys try this and let me know what you think. So we're gonna get started, but first, I wanna fill you guys in on a couple things in my bag of tricks here. Of course, I've got my intra workout that I always mix up right before I train. We've got confined EAAs from Condemned Labs. I'm gonna do a scoop and a half of this, and I'm gonna mix in my carb source. This is C Block 10. It's a pea starch carb. We're gonna do 30 grams of carbs from that, and that'll be my intra workout. You'll see me sipping on that during my workout to keep me full, keep my glycogen stores full. And I just wanted to let you guys know, this is the start of our new rebranding of the brand. We've got this whole comic book style look going on. We've got a new t-shirt that runs with this as well, but this is our watermelon candy flavor. It's arguably the best flavor that's come out for Condemned Labs so far. So I really recommend you guys try this. Use code HUTCH10 at checkout, it'll save you on your order, and just be on the lookout for the rest of our rebranding. The first movement of the day, we're doing a neutral grip lat pull down. Really focusing on driving down hard on the lats. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more of that here in a second with Grant. We're training together today, and I'm gonna use him so I can do a little bit of coaching and cues on these movements as we go. So we're doing 3 total sets, 3 working sets. We've already warmed up a little bit. I just kinda warm up, get into a working set. If it feels too light, I'll stop and go up and wait. Always progressive overload, trying to maximize my top set, 1 failure set, and then 2 back off sets is what we're doing on most things today other than deadlifts. So let's get into it. Yeah, we're going up. So you really want to keep your chest up. See how his sternum's up here? His back is arched. He's coming down on top of his lats, not using his upper back, really driving those elbows down into his lats. Keep those elbows tight. Good. Good. Come on. All right, so that was my top set. I barely missed my working rep range. I got 9. Was shooting for 10 to 12. I kind of go for 10 to 12 first set, 10 to 12 second set, and 12 to 15 on the third set. Each set you're decreasing weight a little bit. Just trying to get more volume in than I usually do. I really was a low volume trainer. I recently have added more volume into the mix, and I feel a little fuller within the muscle, so I'm gonna keep training this way. But now we're gonna back off a little bit of weight, hit 10 to 12, not quite to failure, then back off again, do 12 to 15. All right guys, so next working movement, we're gonna do chest supported T-bar rows. This is one of my favorite movements for back, especially if I'm deadlifting after, because it's gonna save my lower back so that I'm not doing some kind of heavy hip hinged row right before I do deadlifts. One big thing about this though, is I make sure I make it a chest supported T-bar row. It's not a gut supported T-bar row. We're not using our low back to drive back. We're keeping our chest into the pad. Anything chest supported needs to be chest supported. You need to keep the weight into your chest and drive back with your back, not with the momentum of your lower back cranking on that weight. So we're gonna do 3 sets of this, same rep scheme, 10 to 12, 10 to 12, and then a lighter 12 to 15 set. So we'll get into it. So as Grant's warming up, some people like to go overhand like this. Lately I like to go underhand. It's a little more difficult for me. The weight feels a little heavier. But something I also see a lot is guys using this overhand grip. They're trying to build big lats, but they're just using their upper back. So something I challenge you guys to do is try to make this T-bar row a little more advantageous for your lats. Really drive those elbows into your sides. Unless you're trying to just go for an upper back movement, really wherever your elbow tracks, that's what you're gonna be training. So if you've got a movement, like there's one we're gonna do later on the hammer strength where we really drive that elbow into the lat. If you've got your elbow close to your body, you're hitting your lats. If you've got your elbow up higher, you're gonna get more upper back traps. So just remember, structure your training, your back training based on what you're trying to do. And if you're just the whole time, you got elbow drive way up, you're not hitting your lats. That's the biggest part of the back. So you guys will see I'm really pinching because I want to use a little bit more lats in this movement. All right guys, so we are down in the dungeon of Biltmore Fitness. I love this place. This is where all the PRs happen. All the PRs for me in the last like 6 years. I don't ever 1 rep max anymore, but I still deadlift down here. Love this platform. We're gonna try to deadlift. My low back's just felt a little bit too tight some days, so I haven't deadlifted in a while. Gonna at least work up to 1 top set. I'm not gonna push it for a back off set if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not feeling really good, but I'm at least gonna get one good heavy top set for at least 10 reps. So we're just warming up here. Gonna go through a few cues with Grant, show you guys kind of how I do my deadlifts and how I've tried to adjust my form to make it more advantageous. And we'll get into it here in a minute. So what I was trying to work on with Grant is trying just to not jerk the bar straight off the floor. So that's something that is a common issue with deadlifts and why a lot of guys and girls get hurt, is you're just going from 0 to 100. The bar is on the ground, you don't have any pressure on the bar, and just all of a sudden you just rip it. And it puts all this pressure on your back all at once. Whereas, especially if you have a deadlift bar like this, you can start pulling just a little bit, just get the pressure on the bar, take the slack out of the bar, which is where you feel it just bend a little bit, and then start driving. Because you want everything tight, you want your lats tight, locked in on the bar, you want your core tight, and then just drive up, and then you just stand up with it. You see too many people when they're deadlifting, they've got like, they're pulling with their biceps a little bit, or they're coming up, and then they lean way back into it. You just wanna take that slack out of the bar and then drive up and stand up, lock into your lats, and you should finish right here with your back tensed, arms down into your lats as opposed to leaning way back. Ultimately, you just don't want to put too much pressure on your lower back, onto your spine. I still try to work on my deadlift form every time I come back to it. I know it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it used to be. So we've been working on that. Still warming up here. Gonna work to 5 plates, maybe 5 1/4, and go for anywhere between 10 and 15 reps. All right, so finished up deadlifts. Only got one true working set in. My low back just said no, but I still got what my goal was for my top set, so that was good. So this is our last back movement. This is something I've been using for a while now to develop my lats, my lower lats. Really, it seemed to help a lot. Got a lot wider recently. So it's not the conventional way you'd use this machine, but what you're basically gonna do is you're gonna do a single arm row supported like this, kind of like you would do a dumbbell row. And you're just gonna stand upright and bring that elbow down into your lat, really tuck it and come back up and just tuck it really tight inside, just like this. You don't want to lean into it and really drive back and hit your upper back. You really just want to come down tight into your lat and come right back up. It's not something you swing. You shouldn't use a crazy amount of weight on this. You should be able to use it really slow and controlled. So this will be our last back movement. Then we got rear delts and side delts, and we're done. So one more warm up and then move on to my top set. I'm done with back. Whew. That's all for back. I don't have an ounce of energy left. Gotta put the rest of it to rear delts and side delts. Would be much easier, just a couple isolation moves to finish off, and we'll be done for the day. All right, so pumping rear delts here. Back's already pretty lit up from everything we just did. So we want to try to isolate the rear delts and not use our traps. So we're going to do cross cable laterals for rear delts. Something, just a quick cue for you guys, something I see all the time on these as well as reverse pec deck is so many people slinging that weight. They're either doing this or they're coming way back, like way far back to where they're engaging their traps. If you notice, my rear delts are fully engaged right here. I don't need to go any further back or I'm gonna use my traps. So when you guys are training rear delts, just try to limit your range of motion to your rear delts. Don't put that load onto your traps. You're gonna take off some tension from your rear delts. You're gonna be using weight that you probably shouldn't use to build your rear delts. So lighten the load, do it the right way. I'll show you guys what I like to do. Typically I do reverse pec deck, but I like doing these as well. Let's see. All right, so flatten this out, roll your shoulders forward. Just rear delts, yeah. You see how Grant's middle back isn't moving so much. I'm trying to get him to roll his shoulders forward a little bit to where he just comes out on his rear delts. You want to use this as minimally as possible. Go right there. Everything on your rear delts. If you see a ton of movement right here and this is pinching like crazy, you're using too much middle back. Good. So we're just doing 3 working sets. That was a warm-up. We'll do, probably this will be my working set, and then we'll do 2 more back off sets after that, and just call it for rear delts. Something great to do for rear delts as well, and side delts. If you're trying to take your set past failure and use an intensifier at the end of your set, just go till you can't go anymore, and then just do partials and push as far as you can until you're literally moving like this. Doesn't seem like you're doing anything, but once you've already hit those full range of motion reps and you're just pushing as hard as you can, you're getting a lot out of a little. So what I like to do is at least one of these sets, I'll go beyond failure by pushing it into partial reps, all the way to failure till I can't move it right here, then I rack it. All right, last movement of the day. We've got dumbbell side laterals. You're really gonna hit whatever delt is on top. So if I'm leaned way back and I'm coming up like this and coming back, my front delt's on top. So I kind of wanna use the mirror and see, make sure that my middle delts are coming up first. So I wanna be in a slightly bent position, hinging at my hips. I'm gonna bring the dumbbells right here, and I'm not going straight to the side because then I'm gonna hit a little bit of rear delts. I'm gonna go about right here, just to where this is in line with my side delt. And then I'm getting the most activation out of my side delt as possible. So you guys watch what I do. Promise the better you get at doing these the right way, the bigger your delts will be. All right guys, so that's it for back and shoulders. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn post notifications on if you want to keep up with my YouTube content that's coming forward. I'm gonna be working a lot more on here and bringing you guys new, fresh content of training. I've already done a little bit of day in the life eating, but we'll do more of that, more vlog style stuff. So you guys just follow along. Follow my Instagram. It's Ifbb_Jordan Hutchinson. My website is hutchinson-fitness.com. So if any of you are interested in coaching, just check out my website, my rates, everything. You can email me or DM me on Instagram and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you tried this back and shoulder workout, let me know what you thought. Hopefully you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time.